Can we get back to the musical reviews? Yes, get on with it. Come on, we want to hear some album reviews. Get on with it.
Get on with it.
Just get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Okay, I'm getting back to them. Although I'm not going to jump right into an album review yet. I'm going to try something that I've usually shied away from, which is a track review. See, normally I don't like listening to a track review before an album comes out. When I hear an album for the first time, I want to hear everything for the first time. I don't want to have a song that I already know of, or some part of the album that's spoiled. This time I figured, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a shot and see what it's like, and also tell you guys about it. So the track that I'm talking about is obviously the first track off of the new Neal Morse Band album. And this track comes off of The Similitude of a Dream, and it's the same lineup that we've had for the past couple of Neal Morse projects or Neal Morse Band albums that we've had. And so what really caught my eye with this one is just how much praise the band themselves are giving it. It's kind of that pat on the back, good job, good work. But I haven't actually been all that excited about a new Neal Morse album for quite a while. A lot of that is due to his comfortableness within his own playing. I find that within the past decade, or even the past 2 decades, he's really found what works and what his audience really wants to hear and gives them exactly that. And so I found that all we're getting, even with a lot of his side projects, we're getting a lot of the more of the same. And so when I was reading a little bit of a tidbit from the drummer of Mike Portnoy saying that this album could stand up very well next to such masterpieces as The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway and The Who and all that, being a double concept album, that's a pretty big statement, and yet he feels like it's justified. So I gave the track a spin, and the track is really the first 2 tracks off of this album, which is A Long Day and Overture. And so when I started to listen to this, I know Neal Morse loves an overture, so a lot of what we're hearing on this track is probably some of the themes and a lot of those techniques that we'll hear reoccurring on the album. And actually the themes aren't overly that bad. They're quite catchy, they're quite hooky. There's nothing too groundbreaking on these as well, especially once we get into the overture part of the thing. A lot of it kind of stems back to what we've already heard from Spock's Beer era of Neal Morse, and even with a lot of his side projects, and even a little bit of Transatlantic, where it's that very big sound. We have, the lead guitars meshing very well with the lead keyboards. So overall, the song did kind of pique my interest, and it definitely has done a lot more than a lot of his other albums have. We're still getting a lot of that more of the same, so I'm not going to hold my breath too much, but with this little bit of a tidbit of what we're going to get, it has piqued my interest, shall we say. I'm not going to hold my breath, but my interest is piqued, and I'm actually kind of excited to hear what this double concept album is that we're getting. So that's about it. So what did you guys think of A Long Day Overture from Neal Morse? If you haven't heard it yet, I've left the link down the bottom here for the YouTube page for it. Give it a listen and let me know what you think. Are you guys excited for the new album? Are you not? Let me know by commenting below. Also, because I have finished the Deer Hunters albums, I am going to do the same thing that I've done for the Deer Hunter, but this time with Neal Morse. And with Neal Morse, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Instead of going through and revisiting all of his solo career albums or all the Neal Morse Band albums, what I've decided to do is take a look at one of each of his project albums. And so I'm going to do something from Spock's Beard, I'm going to do something from Transatlantic, I'm going to do something from his solo career, and I'm also going to do something from Flying Colors. But I don't want me to have all the fun here. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what albums you want to hear from each of these bands. I left a link of a survey down below, so please fill that out and let me know. You won't find Flying Colors because, as you may or may not know, Flying Colors, the second album of Second Nature, was actually the first album review I've ever done. So I'm not going to revisit that one. I'm going to do their first album. So that's going to be the first one that I do. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.